Until now, we have learned about Wi-Fi, about 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, wireless LAN security, Wi-Fi security. So let's see now that how to do the configuration practically on a Wi-Fi router. Because when we do it with our own hands, then we have good vision and we can see overall picture as well, that how it works, right? So I have created this lab for you guys, which is Wi-Fi configuration lab. There are multiple labs which you guys have to perform. So these are all the labs. There are total 5 labs. Lab number 1, lab number 2, lab number 3, then there is lab number 4 and lab number 5. I'll upload all the files and put the link in description of this video. You can download them one by one and you can perform. So how to practice these labs? I have prepared them in Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer is a simulation software which you guys can download. It's a free software. You can go to Google, you can search for Cisco Packet Tracer download. Go to Google, Bing or any other software, but I have found it that actually there is a good version on this website, itexamanswers.net. You can go there, you can download from the Google Drive directly. So there is very less chance of virus, 0% chance, because you are downloading from Google Drive. So go there, log in with your Google account and download and install it. I have made another video how to download and set up, but it's a very basic, very easy simulation software and official software by Cisco. So after you have downloaded and installed Cisco Packet Tracer, go here and open Cisco Packet Tracer. We can open it from here, or you can go to your lab and directly open the topology file. For example, we are going to do this lab number 1. There is a PDF file and there is a PKT file, Packet Tracer topology file. So open your PDF file like this, and which will give you a task. So it says that this is the topology diagram and this is the task which we have to perform. I always prepare my labs according to this, where I give you a task to perform, to do some configuration, some troubleshooting, diagnosis or whatever for the practice. So here the task which has been given to us, it says that we have to configure a wireless LAN access point according to the below requirement, that the internet or WAN setting, wide area access network, the settings should be like this. These settings are usually given by our internet service provider from wherever we are getting the internet, like Vodacom, Vodafone, from MTN, from British Telecom or any other ISP. So they will tell us which setting we should use. Then the DHCP setting should be like this, that DHCP is a system to give us IP addresses in simple language. So the DHCP setting of the Wi-Fi router should be that it should be able to give IP addresses to the laptops, to mobile phones, whoever connects to it, from 192.168.0.100 up to 109, which means it should allow maximum 10 users, 10 Wi-Fi users at a time. If the 11th user will try to connect, it will be rejected, right? Then the DNS should be 888, which is Google DNS. SSID name should be Academy 1. SSID name is actually this name. So instead of Wi-Fi 1, it should appear as Academy 1. We will see in practically that when we try to connect our laptop, our tablet and smartphone with this Wi-Fi router, then it will appear as Academy 1. All other settings should be default, and the security standard we should use is WPA2 with AES, personal profile. The password of the Wi-Fi, this will be the password which anybody who wants to connect, he will be using 12345678. You can put any password. This is how you can also log into your home Wi-Fi, your office Wi-Fi router, and you can change the SSID password. So some related information is that access point management IP address is this one, 192.168.0.1, which means the IP address which we use to connect to our Wi-Fi router, and the password is default, which is admin. This information is also usually written on the bottom of our router, on that sticker, on that label of the router. You can find from there, or you can get from wherever you bought it, or if your ISP has given you. So let's do this configuration. And like all other labs, we have a solution which tells us step by step what needs to be done. It tells us where to go, where to click, what to do. So we'll be following this, but try to do it yourself by just looking at the task. If you cannot, then go through the solution. So finally, this laptop, this tablet computer, this tablet PC, this smartphone, this mobile phone, Samsung Galaxy S22 phone, they all should be able to connect like this. There should be signals like this, right? So let's go to our simulation software. So after the download and install of Cisco Packet Tracer, you can just open this Packet Tracer topology. Right click and open, or you can just double click. It will open Cisco Packet Tracer. This one. So this is Cisco Packet Tracer. I am using version 8.0, but you can use any newer version than version 8. It's a free software by Cisco for simulation. I have also created a separate video for Cisco Packet Tracer, that how you can use it, how you can download and install, how you can go to preferences and change your settings. So if you want to go through, I'll put the link into description, you can go there. So here we'll go through the configuration. So you can see here at the moment, this laptop, this tablet, this smartphone, this Samsung S20, nothing is connected with this Wi-Fi, because when they are connected, there will be a signal shown. Also, Cisco Packet Tracer is not 100% stable for Wi-Fi. Sometime it will show you the signal, but very rare that it will give you the error. You can close Packet Tracer, open the lab again, everything will be fine. The same task has been written in here, which I showed you in the PDF. So either you can follow from here so that you don't have to go to PDF again, or you can print the PDF, keep it with you, and you can follow these steps. So let's do it step by step. So first task says that we have to configure the IP address of the local computer. Why? Because this is just for configuration, this computer. This is not a client. So usually this is how it happens, because we need a laptop, because the router does not have a keyboard, it does not have a screen. So we cannot directly go to Wi-Fi router or access point and configure it. We need to connect a laptop through wire or through wirelessly to the router first. Then we can do basic configuration. So that's why, to give you the real-time experience, I have attached this laptop. We can also click directly on the router, go to GUI and do all the configuration. But this is not how it happens in the real world. In the real world, we connect a laptop, open a web browser, Chrome or any other browser, and then we connect to the router. So let's start. Okay, so to do the configuration, we have to go to the router, open our local laptop, and in here we have to go to desktop, click on IP configuration, and we have to give an IP address in the range of the Wi-Fi router, which was already told to us that this is the range. So this has been given already in here, that this is the IP address that we should use to connect to the router for configuration, right? So 192.168.0.11, 12, 13, 14, anything you can put in here. Then close it, and you are in the same subnet as your Wi-Fi router. Then click on web browser, and in here you have to type HTTPS. This is just like we open a Chrome browser or Edge browser or Firefox or any other browser in our normal laptop. So in here we have to type 192.168.0.1, which is the IP address of our Wi-Fi router. Click on go. It asks for a username password, just like it asks in the real world. So here we have to enter the username and password, which is admin and admin. And it has been given already in here that the default username password is admin, right? So you can also follow this solution. I already know the solution, so I'm not going to the PDF again. So here you can see each step has been mentioned, and this is how all the labs are made. So I'll just go through first lab, then the remaining labs you guys can do yourself. The next lab, lab number 2, is for basic wireless LAN controller configuration. The third lab is for creating a wireless LAN and bind it to an access point group. But these are advanced labs. If you are basic user, just go with first lab. I'll upload all these labs, and with each lab there is a packet tracer file. Then the fourth lab goes in detail of the security of wireless LAN configuration. and the fifth lab is about troubleshooting. You have to resolve the problem, troubleshoot the problem of a Wi-Fi. So if you do all these labs, your knowledge level will be very good. So it will be more than CCNP level, you can say, for wireless part. So it will give you a very good real-time experience. I have made these labs after a lot of hard work, after spending a lot of time. So if you watch this whole series of wireless, so your Wi-Fi, your wireless knowledge and skills will be very good, and you will be ready for an interview, because in most of the interview in enterprise level, like SMB companies, small to medium businesses, they usually ask you Wi-Fi and wireless questions because they want you to manage them as well. So without Wi-Fi, you are useless for them. So this whole Wi-Fi and wireless training course and these labs, they will give you a very good idea for the interview preparation. Okay, so going back, let's continue with the first lab. So I have done the basic configuration in here and I have been connected. It asks for the password admin. So I enter the password. Now it opens up the Wi-Fi router, just like in the real world, right? So let's do step by step according to the lab configuration. First, we go to the internet setup. We leave it as static IP, and in here, our internet service provider has already told us that we must use this internet setting 62.200.100.2, 255.00, 62 is the default gateway and DNS is Google DNS. So let's put all this information. Let's do all the configuration according to this. If our configuration is correct, you will see that this laptop will be able to search for Wi-Fi and it will be able to connect, just like, you know, we connect a normal laptop from here. Okay, so we go with the IP address. We give it an IP address which is 62.200.100.2. Subnet mask is 255 one time, which is /8, and then 62.200, sorry, should be 0, and then we go to default gateway, which should be 62.200.100.1, and subnet DNS should be Google DNS 888. So we are done with internet setup. A small thing which you have to take care in packet tracer, that once you complete one small step, don't try to complete everything and save one time. So once you change something, go to bottom and click on save setting one time. Okay, it says settings are successful, click continue, it will bring you back. In this way, you will not face those minor errors and issues. If you try to do everything and save one time, usually packet tracer gives you some issues. Okay, then we go to network setup, the second part. And the network setup should be 192.168.0.1. It has also been given in the lab that we should set up the IP addresses from 100 to 109, and we should also do the settings according to this, that it should start from 100 and we should give 10 IP address. So it will be 100, 101.102, 103 up to 109, which is the task. So here we can say DHCP subnet mask. The IP address subnet mask should be 3 times 255, the router IP. Even if you don't want to change, it's fine, because it will not make any difference. Then we click on enabled, and in here, let me just make it back to 192 as it was. Okay, so in here, we can say the static IP address is, the start IP address should be from 100 and it should give total, not 50, 10 IP addresses. Then the DNS should be what? DNS should be 8.8.8, and like always, save again, click on continue. Then we come back here, so we can check whether anything has changed. So nothing has changed. Let me bring it back in like this, and then we make it to 100 and 10 IP addresses. Click on save again, continue. Let's see this time. Okay, so we have changed from 100 to 109. So these are the 10 IP addresses which it will be assigning to these devices. So still nothing is connected. You can see they are still disconnected because we have not gone there, because after configuring our Wi-Fi, we have to go to a computer or our mobile phone, click in there, only then it connects, right? So it gives us real-time experience. Now another thing what we have to do after saving it, we have to go to wireless setup, and in here you can see whatever we studied until now. So we can choose BNG Wi-Fi type number 1 802.11 BNG, and it does not support Wi-Fi 5 AC and AX because the model is old. So let's leave it mixed, and the SSID name what we have to give is Academy 1. This has also been given in the task. So here it says that the SSID name should be Academy 1, right? So I'm just following the lab. Then the radio band you can see here. Now you are seeing the things practically. So the channel width should be 20 megahertz or 40 megahertz. So we can combine two 20 megahertz channels into 140 like we discussed in the case of 5 gigahertz band. Then the channel should be automatic, right? And the standard channel which we should select, you can see it is giving us the option only for 11, not for all 14, because they know already that it is prohibited in the country where this router was manufactured. So we can select channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 11, and let's leave it to channel number 1. And SSID broadcast we can hide or we can leave it. So I have just changed SSID name, leave everything to default, but I wanted to show you practically that what we have been discussing in this wireless Wi-Fi series until now. Click on save changes again, save again, okay, so it's fine. And after that what we have to do, the last thing, we go to wireless LAN security. Currently anybody will be able to connect directly, so we have to turn on the WPA2 personal profile, and the scheme should be AES or TKIP, so leave it AES, which is better. The passphrase is the SSID key, which means that what should they enter. So you can make it anything. This is how you change your Wi-Fi password on the router. So here I am asking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am following the lab. So anybody who wants to connect to this Wi-Fi router will input this Wi-Fi password. Okay, go click on save changes. So after every step we have to click on save changes. Okay, so our Wi-Fi router is now ready to give internet connection to our clients. Now go to clients and try to connect one by one. Let's go to the laptop first. In here, like I said, if your Wi-Fi gives problems, so what you can do, you can turn off, you can remove this Wi-Fi module, bring it here and take this WPC300 and turn it on again. So this is a small catch which creates problems usually. Go to desktop, click on PC wireless. Here it says no association. So this is now the interface. It's a little bit different. It's same thing like here. If I come here, click on connect, disconnect, same thing is in here. So I can go to connect, click on refresh, just like we find our Wi-Fi, you know. So here it is showing that there is a Wi-Fi which is Academy 1, it is on channel 1 and the signal strength is 80%. If you move away, you will see that signal strength will be decreasing slowly, but you have to refresh again. So they tried to give you a real-time experience, give it some time. So now we want to connect this computer, click on connect. So it says which security type and what is the passphrase. So what was the passphrase, guys? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I give any other password, it will not connect. Then click on connect. So you can see that Wi-Fi has connected immediately. And now if this Wi-Fi router gives access to the internet, we'll be able to browse the internet. So it is giving us real-time experience. Now we go to tablet PC. On this tablet, we go to configuration, go to wireless. And in here, we also have to put the SSID key is already there. So we have to put first we turn on, then we put the password for it, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as soon as we enter, after some time, it will directly connect. You can see here, the connection has been established through Wi-Fi for the tablet also. Now go to smartphone. So smartphone, we go to desktop and again we go to config, go to wireless, and here we have to put the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, turn it on, and then phone will be connected as well with the Wi-Fi router. So If the Wi-Fi router has internet connection, DSL, then it will be like that. So now we are done. This laptop was only for configuration. So we can just disconnect this laptop as well because this is not needed anymore. So remove this laptop. Now this is a Wi-Fi network which is working properly, right? So this was the outcome as well. What you have to achieve is this internet connection, this Wi-Fi connection should be achieved. This was lab number 1, guys, and each thing has been explained here step by step, step by step. Go to solution, follow it, and you will be able to do the configuration like this. Even you can go to your devices, just leave your mouse here and then it will show you that which IP address has it gone. So this one has got 192.168.0.100. Even you can go here and go to desktop, close this IP configuration. Here it has chosen DHCP and the IP it has got is 192.168.0.100. Default gateway is this and DNS is Google. So our configuration has been successful. So similarly, now I want you guys to go through all of these labs one by one. So go to lab number 2 now. After you finish lab number 1, then go to lab number 2 and try to do the configuration on lab number 2 as well. This is wireless LAN configuration. It's a little bit big topology now where we have multiple access points. So you have to complete the initial configuration for the wireless LAN controller. Go to settings, click here, enter the Cisco 2500 series WLC, follow these steps, and finally you will be connected to your access point. So this is lab number 2. Then there is lab number 3. So lab number 3 is all about wireless configuration, that you have to create WLAN and bind it to the access point group. Same topology, just you have to continue with the next configuration. It's an independent task, so you have to follow step by step, and finally the devices will be able to connect. Then the next lab is lab number, which one I showed just now, this was lab number 3, and now we go to lab number 4, this one. So lab number 4 is also for your radius configuration and more about security of the WLAN of Wi-Fi. Same topology, just the configuration which you have to do is more about now security, that how you can use radius server or TACX server to configure your Wi-Fi to provide security to your Wi-Fi through centralized management, because some companies don't want to go AP by AP or WLC by WLC. They want to have centralized management. So this lab will teach you, give you an experience that how you can go with it. But some of these labs are even CCIE level, the highest level. So don't worry. I would suggest that if you are a beginner, this is first time you are learning about wireless LAN, or you are at CCNA level, please just do lab number 1, which is enough for you at this moment. Then in future, after 2 years, after 5 years, when you have good experience, you have got a good job and you are doing configurations every day on Wi-Fi, on local area network, on WAN, then you can do these labs. So for now, you can just keep these labs with you. So there is lab number 5. So in this lab number 5, what we have to do is troubleshooting, which is a little bit advanced. So you have to solve 4 issues to maintain the wireless LAN normally. They told you the issues and you have to resolve these 4 issues one by one. So you can follow these steps, but try to solve these issues yourself first. If you cannot, then look at the solution so that you can solve it. Also, along with these labs, I have this cheat sheet, this study note, which we usually make for the students. So this one is like 1-page explainer of what we have studied. There are multiple parts of it. This is first part, in which we discuss about wireless topologies, different standards, security standards, and signal problems. So whatever we studied until now, all this has been summarized into these few pages. So this is also very good. You can print this wherever you stay, wherever you study, wherever you work. Every day you can print these, put onto the wall. Then you don't have to struggle to cram the basic concepts. So slowly you will see that all concepts are already in your mind. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, this video has become a little bit longer than others, but I wanted to explain the lab in detail. So now I want you guys to perform this lab number 1 especially yourself, and then ask me questions if you face any issues. Thank you for watching.